Hello, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about idols. Paul says in 1 Corinthians in the Bible, chapter 8, I think it starts out in verse 1, if anyone thinks that he has knowledge, he knows nothing that is necessary. But one who loves God is known by God. The King James goes something like, if anybody thinks he knows anything, he knows nothing as there is to be known. It's beyond us. So what do we know? Do we know where we are? Well, you say, I'm here in my home. I'm here in a church. I'm here in Hamburg, West Seneca, Buffalo, New York State. Well, where are they? Well, they're part of the country. Well, what's the country? It's a part of the great continent of North America. Well, where is that? Well, that's part of the world. Where is the world? It's in space. Where in space? Well, there's the moon, and there's the sun, and there's Mars if we could see it with our eyes, and all those other planets, and then well, it's billions and billions of miles long, and then there's just the end. Where are we? I don't really know. Somebody showed me some pictures from the Hubble spacecraft, which was launched in 1990. Amazing how far it can see out into the very end of the universe. And it goes on and on. And then there was a picture proportionately taken of our Earth with other Earths of other solar systems, which are so much larger than ours. There's these other planets lined up in the Earth. You have to look very closely. It's just a little dot, a pinhead, in comparison to the vastness of the universe. Oh, it's scary. So where are we? God is a no thing. God just is. And when we love God, we are known by that great unknown. It's like the book in the 13th century written by that unknown author, The Great Cloud of the Unknowing. It's a whole attempt to help us to see that God is beyond definitions, beyond our ideas. God just is. We experience it. We know it. We feel it. And we can live it by not giving others constrictions and judgments, but we give others the same freedom in essence that we ourselves enjoy. God is everything. Well, what about idols? The people said when Paul was talking about it, well, then should we eat food that's been offered to idols by people who are not even us? And Paul says, go ahead and eat it. It doesn't make any difference because an idol is nothing. What is an idol? Well, the definition says it's an object, a thing, which is used as an object of devotion, admiration, and love. But in itself, it's nothing. What it points to makes the whole difference. In the East, they say, when the wise man points the finger to the moon, all the fool sees is just the finger, misses the whole moon. It's like, reading the Bible, but never really getting beyond the words to just being there. As one of my teachers says, when you're reading and you sense that sense of presence, just put the book down, because at that point it becomes your enemy. Because you are now being known by that great unknown. That's who you are, that deepest I-ness. So then what is the purpose of our churches and our liturgies and all of that? Well, it's to teach that. When I was in India, I went once to a temple. Beautiful temple on a hill, large. It was a special festival. There were hundreds and hundreds of people going through it. When I got back, the guru asked me, well, what did you think of the temple? And I said, well, lots of people there. It was fascinating, bewildering, but I had trouble with all those idols. And he said, well, what about your own idols? I never thought of that. My church, my liturgy, my songs, my hymns, my style, my forms, my clothes, they all can become idols. So our churches and worship centers, which are closing by the hundreds of thousands in our era, perhaps they made idols out of those forms, their ideologies, their creeds. Oh, they can't change because they'll lose their God. God is beyond all of that. God just is. That's your true and higher self. My friend Tom Bandy once said that the whole purpose of the church is to bring people into that sense of joy and peace, and everything else is just a tactic. Or we could say it's just an idol. So let us be aware of that. We can't get rid of idols, we can't get rid of bodies, we can't get rid of forms, but just realize anew that's what they are. It's just forms. Forms change, music change, ideas change. But the experience of being known by God is the same universally. Whatever you call it, God, Brahma, Allah, Yahweh, it's all one power. It's all one love. Receive that. Understand that. Whatever form, whatever gender you are, whatever height you are, whatever race you are, there's one God, one way, and that is through your own peace, your own divinity, accepting it and being one with all that is.